Whew, this was one sweet and sour cake. Look at all those sour candies on there. So, this cake was for a friend of mine's son who had a birthday just recently, and I made a white sponge cake with strawberry preserve filling. And normally I make my own strawberry preserve, but I'm going to explain why I didn't in this video and why I have been kind of absent for a while. But just to tell you really quick, this was a white sponge cake or a vanilla sponge cake with strawberry preserve and just regular vanilla buttercream. Nothing fancy about it. She didn't want anything like super crazy or anything like that. So I just made a 4-tier cake. And as you saw from the beginning, I put just a bunch of sour candies on top for decoration. So just sit and watch me decorate this cake and let me explain where I've been. So, about a month ago now, I pulled a stunt that I should not have. um, Mind you, I'm almost 50 years old. I just turned 49 this May 2nd, and I was doing a ballerina move or a yoga move, whatever you want to call it, trying to reach for something. And I was in that position for a long period of time, long enough to cause me about a week later or maybe 4 days later to have a huge sciatic nerve problem in my left side of my leg. So I've had that before on my right side, but it never got as bad as my left side did. And it got so bad that I could not walk whatsoever on that leg or in general. So I started using crutches. And it was the weekend, and there was no way I could. My doctor was closed, and urgent care, you have to get an appointment, which is seems silly. You should just walk in, and they take whoever is, urgent. I get the most urgent, I guess, like an ER would. But anyway, I didn't go to either one of those. I live about 2 blocks from a hospital, so I told my husband, "You need to take me down there ASAP because I am in so much pain." And mind you, I have a super high tolerance for pain. I've got tattoos that didn't hurt as bad as this did. I've had surgeries that I had no pain pretty much afterwards. And for this to be bothering me, it wasn't to the point where it brought me to tears because of the pain. I was in tears though, but only because I was so frustrated that I couldn't do my daily life, which was baking, walking dogs, um, making my own lunch, my breakfasts, all these things that I would normally do throughout the day. And I was just really frustrated having to depend on someone else to do things for me, which was my mother and my husband at this time. Because I am a very independent woman, and it's not that I don't like having people help me. I'm just so used to doing things for myself that um, I was just getting really frustrated not being able to do things. So, anywho, so I started off with the really bad sciatic nerve. I went to the ER and they did not do any x-rays or MRIs or anything like that. I told them pretty much what I figured happened and what caused the pinched nerve. And they sent me, or not sent me, they gave me some prednisone to help with the inflammation and told me to continue taking Tylenol. And they gave me Flexerol, which is a muscle like relaxer. So I took those as needed along with regular Tylenol. And also sometimes I would take Tylenol with codeine because it was so bad. I would only take that at night as needed because that way it would help me sleep better. But I would still wake up during the middle of the night and have this numbness in my leg. And when I would wake up, I would debate whether I wanted to take more of the medication because I really don't like putting those things in my body. But when it is affecting your sleep and your mental health, sometimes it's necessary just to keep your sanity and keep from being in pain. So after that happened, um, I was putting a lot of pressure and a lot of weight on my right foot because I was not able to use my left side. And that in turn caused me to have a foot problem on my right foot, which I ended up going to see my podiatrist for that. Now, I was not going to the ER for that because my copay is $250 to walk in the door, but anything else they do is included. I don't have to pay anything extra. But I was not going to go to the ER for my foot. It was not, it did get to the point where I couldn't put any pressure on that either. So my sciatica was getting a little better, and then now my foot on the other side was causing a problem. So the foot doctor put me in a big boot to wear for 3 weeks, which I wore for about a week, and my foot started feeling fantastic. So I was like, I don't need this. I'm just going to break out of it. Well, that was a bad move. So when your doctor tells you 3 weeks, you do 3 weeks. Because about a day or two later, my foot started hurting again. So I went back to the boot jail. So in between all of that, I also developed a knee problem on my left leg. So now we're back to my left side problems. So because my foot on my right leg was hurting, I was putting more pressure on my right leg, or excuse me, my left leg. So then I started developing a knee problem with that. And I had to go to my regular doctor, and she gave me more anti-inflammatories, which was Celebrex, and I started taking that, and that seemed to help the swelling and the fluid in my knee go down quite a bit. So now here we are about a month into this whole thing, and I've been literally laid up for the past 3 weeks doing pretty much absolutely nothing. The only reason I did this cake when I did was because it was for a friend of mine and her son, and she had already ordered it for me, and I didn't want to let her down. But I was not doing any custom baking or any custom orders during this time while I was laid up, except for this cake. So that's where I've been the past month, and I have uploaded a few things here and there, but nothing new. So yeah, there you go. And I'm still having foot pain and knee pain, but not as bad as it was from the beginning. And also my regular doctor has told me to go to physical therapy, which I can't get in until the end of May. So there's that. So I have to suffer with all of this until my first physical therapy appointment, which is May 22nd. So that being said, I am going to be back to baking a little bit because I can stand for longer periods of time. I just need to make sure that I'm moving around and stretching a little bit so that I don't get stiff, because that was part of the problem with my knee, is any position I was in for a long period of time, whether it be sitting, standing, or laying down, my knee would get stiff in the same position. So hope you guys enjoyed this video and this cake and everyone loved it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Don't forget to take whisks and try not to burn anything down while doing it.